Alright, on this episode movie breakdown, we're going to review 2013's Pacific Rim. And at the end of the review, you always know we're going to give it a grade in the A through L, pluses, minuses do count. And the review, want to let me know. Please put in the comment section below and I get to as best I can. On the Patreon, Zakka for $2 a month. You get the picture review, get it out there way before it come out Facebook and YouTube. And you can request me to watch anything that you want me to watch, and I do it for you. I do it for you because you pay me. You pay me to work for you. And lastly, please share, subscribe, and like this show. Please share with your friends and family. Now, let's get into today's episode, 2013 Pacific Rim. And what the Pacific Rim is about? It's about kaijus have come from resting within the Earth's core, has come up and started wreaking havoc on Earth. And it's up to humanity to stand together in giant robots and destroy these evil monsters. That is the gist of Pacific Rim. But there's more. In order to pilot these Gundams, I'm going to say they're Gundams, pilot these robots, you need to have two people, or at least, to pretty much pair their brains together to control the robot. Without one, you cannot have somebody else control the robot. You need two humans, two pilots to control it, and they have to merge their brains together in order to fight together. And while this is happening, mankind doing one last hurrah. We're gonna try to send a bomb into the void, where the fissure where the monsters are coming out of. They try to send a bomb down there, but in order to do it, they have to get down there somehow. And it's one last kind of suicide mission to save the day. That's pretty much the gist of Pacific Rim. I enjoyed this movie. It's an entertaining movie. It's 2 hours and 11 minutes long, which I feel like it's a little long. There's pacing issues. Like, the movie starts off fast and everything moves so quick. When it comes to this movie, you learn about the whole things with the monsters, a lot of exposition. The monsters come out, they're explaining everything to you. You got the robots, and the robots save the day, and then all of a sudden one event happened where robots are kind of like, the robots are called the Jaegers, and they're considered like almost obsolete because they can destroy one monster, which apparently Charlie Day's character explains it in the movie, that the monsters had the first wave, which was just like, see what's out there, see what happens. Second wave was to try to exterminate, and the third wave is like destruction of all, which is like a category 5 monster, which apparently the Jaegers got to team up and stop this from happening. And the mankind, like, we got one last hurrah, because the wall that mankind trying to build to keep the monsters within is not working. They're breaking through the wall, and the Jaegers are the only thing they can save humans from the monsters. And they're like, all right, we're tired of saving. Let's go ahead and end this thing and destroy everything altogether. That is pretty much like the gist of it. And they explain all that super quick. Pretty much you learn within the first 20 minutes of the movie what's happening, and you're like, okay, can we slow down some more? Can I get some cake and enjoy my cake? I love the cake, but now I gotta eat the cake and rush through it. But then you get moments where you get your main character, Riley and Mako, you get them kind of like have a will they he kind of thing. Like, would she hit on him? Would he not hit on her? Kind of thing, which happens super quick. You get that, but that was a cool part of the movie where they like learn to work with each other. But then they learn to work with each other and immediately get some cool fight scenes. The first time I remember watching this movie, I remember thinking to myself, there's not really much of a plot here. It's purely just them fighting together, and that's it. It's robots fighting. And one of my coworkers told me, like, Ali, you're thinking too deep about Pacific Rim. God, I thought this movie would be like this epic A-level movie, and it's not. It's a good movie. Like, it's fine. It's entertainment, but everything moves so quick. The pacing's off in this movie that you just don't get to enjoy your cake. And I wish there's a little more detail, a little more serious. Like, there's one dialogue in this movie where dialogue's not that great here and there. There's a scene where Riley tells Mako, wait, we gotta check and see his post. They shoot it. Okay, no post. What? You shot it twice. You already killed the monster, but you shot it twice, but no post. But then you have the cool scene where they have the giant, battleship, or I can't think of the name of it actually, but giant boat ship, and they like cruise ship, and they smack the monster away, which is a cool moment. You're like, They're using like a sword and they're smacking it. Then you got the sword scene. But then there's like Ron Perlman in this movie and his bad dialogue, or Charlie Day, who is just frantic, which I feel like he's the same character in everything he does, a frantic, like nervous character. And you're just like, your storyline, I get it's vital to the movie, but I also feel like it's not that important to the movie. Like, it's important, but like it takes away from the movie. It's like, it's almost jarring. He has this more serious tone when it comes to Riley and his character, and then you get Charlie Day character, and you're just like, I'm out of it again. Like, give me one tone. Don't give me like this frantic, like, oh my God, I'm a scientist, gotta get this, to, all right, my name is Riley, I'm sitting here, we gotta work with Marco, we gotta get this together, and we gotta destroy these robots, and destroy these monsters, because we are Jaegers. Now, the concept was one thing I did like. I did like the idea of the Jaegers and seeing them over the years, and the Mach 1s and the Mach 3 and the different co-pilots and different parts of the world kind of work together. That was a cool moment. That was cool. Like, the concept of the movie is cool, and the music, actually, the music said up to me, the Jaegers, every time I hear Jaeger, I think of Attack on Titan. I think of Eren Jaeger, and that's who comes to mind. But then the soundtrack in this movie sound like the soundtrack that's in Attack on Titan. It makes me wonder, those who watch Attack on Titan, those who make Attack on Titan and the anime, did they watch Pacific Rim? And it's like, that beat from Pacific Rim, let's make that part of this beat here in Attack on Titan. I'm gonna play it. I hope I don't get copyrighted, but I'm playing in this so you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I got Attack on Titan vibes so much. So much from this, even though it's completely, yeah, monsters Attack on Titans, but it's not the same. It's like, I guess they're machines with swords. Yeah, I guess Attack on Titan and Pacific Rim can go hand in hand on an island. I can see it. Anyway, one thing, a dislike I did have about this movie, I kind of been all over the place with this review, but dislike I did have about this movie is the colors. And like, a lot is going on. It's like the movie is messy at certain times, where like they're fighting in Tokyo, or not Tokyo, in China, and they're going through, you know, the buildings, and the robots look like the buildings. So you're like, okay, well, I can't really separate the robots from the monster. Or like they're underwater and they're fighting, and the monsters and the robots are the same color and the same like gray tone, and you're like, I can see what's kind of going on, but it just looks like a mess at certain times. Kind of like reminds me of a Transformers movie, where it just looks like just metal clanking. I kind of got some of that watching this movie. Storyline's basic. You have a dad character who's like, I won't let my daughter go in there, but now she can go in there, and now I'm dying, so now I gotta go save the world one last time. I'm Idris Elba, yeah! Like, you have that there, but it's okay. It's a fun flick. I think you'll watch it, you enjoy it. It's fun. All right, let's go ahead and get into cast and details. So, Pacific Rim came out 2013. It's PG-13. It's 2 hours and 11 minutes. The director is Guillermo del Toro, and the writers are Travis Beacham and Guillermo del Toro. The budget for this movie was $190 million estimate, and it grossed worldwide $411 million. People love to see monsters get destroyed by robots. People love giant robots versus giant monsters. And the cast and crew here, you have Idris Elba, who plays Stacker Pentecost. He is your army general who's in the control of everything regarding the Jaegers, and make sure the Jaeger project is off the ground, and make sure they're protecting everybody, and make sure that they're the world's last hope. And he is that straight edge, I will not break from the code character. We gotta do this way or no way at all. You have Charlie Hunnam, who plays Riley. He's the guy who's the former pilot of Mach, I believe Mach 3 or Mach 2. He's the former pilot of it. He lost his brother when they was fighting Jaeger early in the movie. He goes pretty much off on his own after getting found and worked as a wall, and then he gets found by the government all of a sudden, or I guess Stacker finds him all of a sudden, bring him back. He like, all right, I'll pilot. He does like, this guy's one of the best. He's a legend in our group. Everybody like respects him. And he like, I'll pilot. But then he goes, Mako and I, we have a connection. We can vibe, we can drift together because I have a crush on her and she has a crush on me, and we'll work. And they do work. He's cool. He's just your protagonist character. Mako is your protagonist female, who is played by Rinko Kikuchi. She, like your protagonist female character, she gets picked up by Stacker when her home city gets attacked by a monster, by kaiju. Stacker saves her and takes her in. She learns to fight and harness her ability and skills so she can one day fight a Jaeger. She teams up with Riley. They join together. They save the day. And then at the end of the movie, because they love each other, or because they have a huge crush on each other so much, they probably get together. We don't know. At the end of the movie, they kind of do the whole like hug hands. I don't think they kiss in this movie. If they did, I missed it. But yeah, she's your protagonist character who has a horrible past and wants to get kind of team up with the good guys to get back and save the world. Charlie Day, who played Dr. Newton Geezer. Charlie Day was Charlie Day. He was Charlie Day. He was a frantic character. He always plays frantic, out of control maniac. He actually does play a big part in this movie though, because he does help the good guys learn how to defeat the kaijus by like when they go into the underground fissure to blow up pretty much their world underneath the core. They have to get in based off of kaiju. Like you have to have kaiju DNA to get through the fissure. If you don't have kaiju DNA, you're not gonna be able to get through it and blow it up. So how they do this, they use one of the Jaegers to get in there and pretty much self-destruct the Jaeger to cause a nuclear reactor bomb and blows up the whole thing. But how to get in there, they use the dead body of a Jaeger to kind of fall into the fissure, which was a cool way to do that. And everybody's escaped except for Stacker and one of the other guys, Chuck Hansen, who was like another pilot, dies at the end of the movie. Who not really a strong character. He was just there. Like I guess he supposed to have been like the anti-protagonist, the anti-hero, but in reality he was just a guy to be like a quick fight scene with our protagonist character. You have Bern Goldman, who played Guttleby, another science to do with Charlie Day, who helps Charlie Day figure out the whole thing. Charlie Day, by the way, his character Newton does drift with a kaiju to learn how to defeat the kaijus, and he goes on this journey with Ron Perlman to get a brain. So Ron Perlman played Hannibal Child, who is a underground kaiju seller. Like he sells kaiju bits and pieces, and to make money off of it, he helps Newton get a brain to save the day. Like, that's pretty much it. The cast is okay. They're okay. There's nothing too special about this movie. The acting is it's okay. Like, the line dialogue is probably not the best. There's some line dialogue in this not that good. But the cast was doing the best what they had. Like, Idris Elba, to me, was like, yeah, he's doing a good job with this movie. And then there's one scene where he's like, oh, the suit don't fit like it used to. And he grabs his gut, and I'm like, why was that necessary? Who wrote that? Somebody, please tell me why. Any other thoughts? The music is fine. I like the music in this movie. It's really like epic and very heroic. Sound like Attack on Titan. I'm really gonna play this in here because I feel like we need to hear it together. And the CGI, it holds up. Like it's 2013 CGI. It holds up. The whole movie is majority CGI. It just looks like really messy at times, and like all this stuff blurs together. Like you didn't know when you was looking at certain pieces. For me, like when was the kaiju picking up the Jaeger and they're falling together, it just dark. I think it was more of a dark tone movie where it could use a little more bright, some kind of bright to lighten this movie up to make it a little more visually pleasing. Like I think Zack Snyder would have done a good job with the CGI and animation and filter, the color and filter. This movie should have had more color and filter. Like if this movie had the filter of 300, I think it would have done well, but it didn't. It's more of a dark filter most of the time and gray. That's why it just didn't work as well. Or maybe make the Jaeger a different color, make it pop more. But, and then I guess the last person I mentioned here is Mac Martini, who played Herc Hansen. He was the pilot. He was there, kind of like guiding people. That's pretty much it. Like, it's not really much of a crew. Yeah. Is this a Friday night movie? Yeah, it's a Friday night movie. Watch with your friends and family. Everyone want to get a popcorn movie to watch together and just entertainment. Throw it on and have everybody enjoy it. Great time. I'm going to grade Pacific Rim for 2013. I'm going to give this movie a solid C. It gets a C for me. 75% movie. It's definitely one of those movies where it's just a popcorn flick movie. You're going to have a good time. Nothing about it is super offensive. Nothing about it is super great. You're just going to have a good time. Enjoy the movie. It's a good movie. It's a C. IMDb gives this movie a 6.9 out of 10. That's a D+. Rotten Tomatoes gives this movie a 72%. That is a C-. And the audience gives the movie a 77%, which is a C+. So I'm right there at C, 75%. So yeah, that is Pacific Rim for 2013. If you've seen Pacific Rim for 2013, what do you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys next episode of Movie Breakdowns. Please like, share, subscribe. Appreciate y'all and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all and keep being awesome.